Yo, we'll start the show. What's going on, Knicks fans? Salute to Knicks Nation. Salute to Knicks Nation. This is the Postgame live show. Only show for the fans, by the fans. Your boy, Jay Ellis, is here today repping for you guys. CP is out. He's at the Lakers game. Gotten to witness that debacle live. But we witnessed it. You witnessed it with me, though. We witnessed the Lakers versus Knicks. Knicks lose to the Lakers 100-92. We stayed in there though. We was in the game for a while. Ended up tied at halftime. Marcus Morris came out on fire. Had 20 points and 6 rebounds for the game. Kept us in it. Hit 3-pointers, hit mid-range jumpers. Marcus Morris is back. He wanted this game, and you can tell he really wanted this game. He kind of reached out before the game and said it's always some excitement when the Lakers come to town. So you knew he'd be ready for this game. And Marcus Morris was indeed ready for this game. But he didn't have any help. His guy, Julius Randle. We know what it is with Julius Randle and these Lakers, man. You really know the Lakers. And you really know Julius Randle wants to do well against his former team in the Lakers, but it's just a nightmare matchup for Julius. Anthony Davis is just too big and too tall for him. He bothered him the first time we met, and he bothered him today. Julius Randle had 16 points, but it was a struggle. Definitely a struggle. 16 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists. Shot 37% from the field. It was definitely a struggle. Nothing came early. Nothing came easy for that man. Nothing came easy. But what kept us in the game was Taj Gibson with 12 points. And 100% from the field. Taj Gibson has kind of been on a roll. He's been on a roll. He's been in double figures in the last 4 to 5 games. I'm really liking what Taj Gibson gave to us in the first half. He doesn't really seem to bring that into the second half, though. I feel like he disappears in the second half. But I really like what Taj Gibson brought to this game in the first half. And you know what? In general, you know the Lakers, they're a shot-blocking team. They really guard the rim well. And for the Knicks to beat a team like the Lakers, they really have to, A, hit their 3-point shots, and B, hit their mid-range shots. Because without those 2 shots, you're pretty much done. Because the Lakers do a really good job clogging the rim and meeting anybody who goes to the hole with gusto. And that's why we're in the game. Taj Gibson is a mid-range killer. He's been a mid-range killer for a few now. And he got us off to a good start. And Marcus Morris is also good in the mid-range and from 3. So I feel like those guys were a good reason why we were in the game for that first part. Now, you also have to give kudos to the second unit. I understand Frank did not shoot very well, 0 for 8. Got all the places he wanted to on the floor. I feel like in general these last few games, Frank has moved well on offense, gotten the shots he wanted, but has not shot well. 0 for 8 today, not good. Not good at all. I like to see more from Frank. And almost dunked from Frank, though. He almost dunked on Dwight Howard. A lot of almost dunks. He almost dunked on Dwight Howard before, then almost dunked. He almost dunked on Kristaps Porzingis. Almost dunked on Dwight Howard today. But almost doesn't count. He still had 0 points. I would hope that Frank hits those shots next time. But Frank just did not have it today. 0 for 8 for Frank. But who did have it was my guy. Whole team dot. Damian Dotson came in the game early. Had 9 points in the span of 5 minutes. Love what I saw from Damian Dotson. And this game, actually, he played a little bit more minutes this game. These are the type of games where you see our guy Reggie Bullock. Bullock likes to play. The coach likes to play Bullock a good amount of minutes. But Dot was shooting so well that the coach actually sat Bullock and placed a whole team Dot. And that's something you like to see. That's something you definitely like to see. Dot earned his minutes today. Shout out to Dot. He finished the game pretty well. I think he ended with 17 points. 17 points for Dotson. Shot pretty well from 3. And always get tenacity on defensive end. I would like to see more of that from Dotson. Dotson has been on a little bit of a scoring streak. You know, he started off the season with a bad shoulder. So, you know, it's going to take him, it took him a little while to get used to the shooting stroke and to get back into that form. Dot was shooting close to 40% from 3 last season. Kind of difficult to get your rhythm when you're in and out of the lineup. Also, when you're coming off of season-ending surgery last season, did not have the chance to actually work on his game in off-season. I figured that had a lot to do with why Dotson was struggling from the get-go, man. So shout out to Dot. Dotson actually had a pretty nice game today. Hopefully he continues, especially after this All-Star break. When we start to move some pieces around, we definitely need to get some veterans some run. Also, I gotta give Elfrid Payton a little bit of props. He was point guard today, man. He's point guard today. He set the table for a lot of these players. 9 assists on the night. The shot still struggled, but I still kind of like the pace he played with for this game. Overall, the Knicks played well. The Knicks played pretty well. Listen, this Lakers team is pretty good. Championship contention team. We held these guys to 100 points. That's nothing to sneeze at. The last few games, matter of fact, we held teams to under 100. And the Knicks are continuing that trend and playing a good defense. We just had problems scoring, pretty much. Julius Randle couldn't score because Anthony Davis is on him. Frank Ntilikina couldn't score. All we had really is Taj Gibson, who is not a guy who's going to give you 20 plus points a night. And Marcus Morris Sr., man. That's all we really had tonight. Valiant effort for the Knicks, though. Valiant effort for the Knicks, though. The Knicks lose at the end of the day. Also, I would like to also point out that it was the return of DSJ. This game was lost in the third quarter. We ended up tied at the half. In the third quarter, you started to see that Anthony Davis and his length really bothered Julius Randle on the offensive end. They started to creep up and widen the league then. And then Frank was playing in the game. He kept bricking. Got to a spot, kept bricking. Mike Miller decides, you know what? This is the time to put in DSJ. DSJ gets in the game. Had one spectacular drive where he tried to do it up and under. But then after that, did not play well. I was screaming at the screen when the Lakers went on a fast break. Rajon Rondo was in the right corner, was wide open for 3. Dennis Smith Jr. looked at him, did not close out, had no interest in closing out. And that's when I about had enough. I blew my top. I was screaming at the screen from here. I was screaming, take that man out. I'd rather have watched Frank go 0 for 30 than watch Dennis Smith Jr. not close out on Rajon Rondo, who's been hitting that corner 3 in the season, and who even hit that corner 3 today. That play really pissed me off. At that point, the Knicks were down 11. The coach tried to put the coach subbed the starters out, left Dotson in the game though. The Knicks tried to close out the game after that, but just couldn't really get over the hump. We thought we had something when Marcus Morris hit that 4-point play. We got the game down to 6, but again, Julius Randle couldn't get anything right. He couldn't hit the threes. He was fumbling over himself. And that's all she wrote, ladies and gentlemen. Knicks lose to the Lakers. Valiant effort overall. Horrible matchup for Julius Randle. Knicks end up losing this game despite the defense and despite the effort. That's all she wrote, really much. That's all she wrote. Shout out to CP, man. He's not here. And shout out to everybody watching the post-game live show. This is the only show for the fans, by the fans. Big up to your guy, Jay Ellis. I'm holding it down by myself. So please, please, please smash that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the show so far. I'm going to take some calls. Also, subscribe, man. Subscribe to both channels. Subscribe to the Nick Time Show. And to subscribe to my guy, CP at KnicksFanTV. We're going to start taking these phone calls, though. First call of the day is Joe from Atlantic City. He wants to talk about DSJ and Dot.
Yeah, what's going on, JL? How are you, man?
What's going on, Joe? How you been, dog?
I'm good, man. Yeah, a lot of things you said tonight I really wanted to touch on because you're making a lot of good points. DSJ tonight, he got exposed, man.
Bruh.
He looked terrible. And, you know, we would have been in this game if it wasn't for him, like, just letting everything go. He was just staring at offensive players putting up threes, and he wasn't covering anybody.
Absolutely.
If you noticed, it wasn't just that one play that you talked about. There were multiple plays where he was involved in the defense where they kind of lost the guy, and that's where they were able to score. So there was a lot of points that were DSJ's fault tonight, and it was more than 7, and we lost by, 8?
Yeah, we lost by, yeah.
Hey, man.
Absolutely.
So if he didn't play at all tonight, this would have been a lot closer game. I'm telling you.
It's possible. It's possible. When DSJ got in the game, the Knicks were down 6. Mostly because, you know, Dotson was in there shooting threes, keeping it close. But I truly feel like if we just kept that defensive intensity, it wouldn't have ballooned to 11. Maybe we could have pulled out the game. Maybe it would have been a lot closer. Who knows? But here's the thing. I can take losing if the team is better than us, if they hit some shots. If we make mental mistakes, sometimes it's maddening. But, you know, I can accept that more than somebody not trying. And DSJ just looked like he gave up, man. And that's
he just feel like the effort wasn't there, man. And that's what we need from our guys. We need to see effort. And if DSJ doesn't want to get the effort on the defensive end, man, I mean, he can jump really high, but that's not good enough if you're not going to play defense. You know, I hate to say it, but we just need to put him in the G League and see if he can, like, work around his injuries and maybe get a little bit better. Maybe he's just hurt right now. That's why he's not playing defense, because that's what Carmelo used to do. He would just let guys run by because he was hurt.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, man. I just don't want to see it anymore. I'd rather just see Frank just throwing up shots, because I know Frank can hit him. It's just he hasn't been.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I agree with you.
I have confidence in Frank's shot. I just think he's just, you know, when Frank shoots the ball, he aims. He doesn't, like Marcus Morris, he's got a very fluent shot, and he lets the ball go, and it goes right into the hoop. Frank is just aiming at the basket, and he's bricking a lot of things. So, you know, if he just starts to learn how to just get that fluent shot and just let the ball go and not worrying about aiming, he's going to start nailing those shots. So that just comes with experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
But one more thing, JL, and I'm done. I wanted to say that Dotson, man, I've always been a big advocate for Dotson. And I feel like he's working up the ranks to be our starting 2. I always wanted to see him be our number 2, man, because he just knows how to shoot the ball. And that's what we need. We need shooting. Him and Marcus Morris on the floor at the same time, it's like it's a deadly duo at the three-point range. And I love watching them swing the ball around and maybe put up some shots. Gives us a good high percentage shooting in the three-point, and that's what we need if we want to win games.
Absolutely, absolutely. And thanks for your call, man.
Yeah, man, thank you.
All right. Yeah, man, I was a Dots. When I saw Dotson play in the summer league when we first year we got him, I really started to be a fan then, because I looked at this game. Dotson had 0 points with 1 minute left in the game. After the game was over, Dotson had 9 points in under a minute. And I was like, whoa, what happened? Where did this kid come from? And that's when I was like, you know what? I like what this kid can bring. He can play defense. He can get hot in a hurry. And I felt like that can translate for us on the Knicks. And you saw that today with the 9 points in 5 minutes. But I feel like he could even get to another level. That's just me being a Dot fan and a Dot homer. Hopefully keep him around long term, because we do not have He's not under contract right now. We can probably extend it. I'm not sure. But hopefully we keep that long term. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Shout out to you, Joey from Atlantic. Next, caller, my guy Ron Cleveland from South Carolina wants to talk about the trade deadline. Shout out to you, Ron. I'm switching you on live right now.
What's up, Jay Ellis, man? What's up?
What's good, man? Holding down the fort. My guy CP's at MSG right now. What's good with you, Ron?
Yeah, man. Hey, it's all good, man. Hey, tough one tonight, man. But the more and more I analyze our team, Jay Ellis, man, you know, it's really time for us to blow this thing up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And the reason why I say blow it up, what's the definition of a rebuild? You're building,
right?
And what we need to do, if we rebuilding, we know we've seen a lot of these players, and the problem with our team is we got too many low IQ players, man. These guys don't do what everybody's trying to play Euro ball. Is not enough unselfish players on our team. We got players that can't shoot free throws. I mean, basic stuff you learn when you first start playing basketball. Move the basketball, play defense, shoot the free throws. We don't have enough of those guys on our team.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm a proponent of blowing this thing up, man. And this is my suggestion, man. I actually put it in the chat earlier. What we need to do, we need to get on the phone with New Orleans. We need to trade that pick we got, our own pick in this upcoming draft. Our first pick, we need to send that, and we need to send Knox down there to New Orleans to get Ingram.
Man, listen.
The reason why you got to send Knox, hey, you got to hear me out, Jealous.
Yo.
The reason why you got to send Knox is because if you got Ingram, Knox and Ingram basically playing the same position. So Knox is going to have to go if we get Ingram regardless. He's not a bench player. That guy's mentality is not one of a bench player. If he's not getting minutes to start, he's lost. He's got to come off the bench and be in the second unit.
I feel you. Listen, look, here's the thing, Ron. I don't think the Pelicans will trade Ingram, to be honest with you, dog. I don't see the Pelicans trading Ingram. This guy is having a great season, you know. He's establishing himself. He's averaging 24 points a game right now. He's shooting 40% from three. If I'm the Pelicans, I'm not trading Ingram right now.
Hey, if you can get as deep as this draft is, and as sorry as our record's gonna be this year, ain't no telling what we might end up getting the first pick overall.
We might.
But I'd rather get a known commodity, because I mean we always talk about these guys that coming out of the draft. They're unproven.
Absolutely.
You got a proven commodity in Ingram. You know what I mean? And let Knox go. Build this thing the right way, man. And I'm gonna tell you this too. I was a proponent for keeping Mike Miller. But if we rebuild it, man, we need to rebuild the whole thing. I'm saying tear the whole thing down, front office, everything. Start over from scratch.
Man.
Bring in a new coach. I don't care who it is. we need this team to just start all over, man. We can't get rid of Dolan. I wish we could get rid of him. We really could be starting a rebuild, but we can't get rid of him. But everybody else needs to go. I'm talking that front office needs to go, because those guys are just trying to save their jobs. Mike Miller is not going to play them youngsters because he's trying to solidify himself as a coach.
Obviously.
I think he's a good coach.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with him per se, but the timing for him and us, it don't match. It's time for New York to really get serious and really blow this thing up, man. We got what? How many games left? We almost at the halfway mark.
We got maybe 6 games left until the trade deadline. So yeah, I think we have around 6 games left.
I mean, man, and we can't be coveted like somebody said it before, man. We got a problem of overvaluing our players, man. But it's really time to blow this thing up. Stop playing them young guys, increase their value, so we can stop moving players, man. We got a bunch of picks anyway, so we can really rebuild this thing the right way. And the reason why I say you get rid of that front office, and I'm gonna end this after I say this point, is our front office panicked. They panicked after that free agency with Durant and KD going over there to Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Them guys didn't stick to the script. They said we were gonna build with our youth. But what did they do? They go out and get these veterans and trying to save face. That was a bad look. They should have just kept them young guys. And if you're gonna rebuild, you rebuild the right way. And they didn't do it.
Yeah.
So it's really showing the case of they don't have clear vision. They don't have clear vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They talk one thing and do another. So it's time really to blow this thing up, man. I was trying to hold off on it, but we got to get smart players in here, man. Really players who can shoot free throws, play defense, and pass the ball.
I got you.
If you do that, you got more chances to win.
All right, yo, thanks for calling, man. Thanks for calling, Ron. I ain't even get the man today, yo. We went straight to it.
Yeah, it's business. We all business. Ain't no man.
All right, yo.
All right, man.
All right, later.
Later.
Yo, I feel the frustration, though. I feel the frustration, Ron. I'm not trying to blow up. Listen, I like Mike Miller. I would personally like to keep him, but I understand what he's saying, though. We did get veterans here, and we needed veterans here to bring some of these guys along, but at the same time, you have to have the right veterans that complement the young players, or you have to at least tell these veterans here, not sell these veterans on a pipe dream and let the young players that are here develop even more. Maybe give RJ more minutes. Have the ball run through RJ more if that's going to be your man. Like maybe we should include the young guys more, even though we have these veterans here, and that's probably where we made that mistake. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, like, hold on, let me check this volume real quick. So yeah, that's where he made a mistake. I would hope that these guys learn from their mistakes. I don't know what's going to happen with the front office. I don't know if they're going to be gone or not. All I know is after this trade deadline, definitely we need to have these young guys play more minutes. Give them all the minutes. Trade Marcus Morris. Start Frank. Start Dot. Start Wooten. Get Mitch in here. Get Knox the starting spot. Give RJ the starting spot when he comes back healthy. And let's roll with that and we see where we at, man. That's all I want to know. That's all I want to see. Next caller, JJ from Brooklyn, wants to talk about Frank and Knox. You live, JJ from Brooklyn. What's good, bro?
Yo, JLs, what up, bro?
What up, man?
How's it going, man?
All right.
I just love how everyone says, rebuild, we're rebuilding, but we're rebuilding while drafting Frank and Knox as top 10 picks, man. What are we building doing that? Like, I know they're young, but they're awful, bro, especially Knox. At least Frank, he can impact the game. Like, saying he was 0 for 8, but he can still do all the things. Knox is horrendous out there, man. I don't care how young he is.
Yeah,
he's terrible, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, but
come on, man.
Listen, everybody knows I wasn't the biggest Knox fan. Everybody knows that, but we got him now, so we gotta kind of be patient, man. Like this is not the old NBA where these kids come in with a certain talent level and skills and knowing the fundamentals. It's like we have to be even more patient with these kids right now, dog.
But it's just like, man, when you're not attracting star free agents, right, and you're building through the draft, you can't miss on these lottery picks. No, that's top 10 picks. And I'm sorry, I don't care what anyone says or argue with anyone. We missed on both Knox and Frank, man. Like that, I'm ready to just say right now. I know they're both young, but they show nothing. Like Knox shows literally zero on the floor. Like Mitch, yeah, he's young. He shows something on the floor. Barrett, he shows something. Knox is out there and he's like in another planet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think
unless I see it different, man. Like,
listen. He checks in and out, and sometimes he gets lost on the offensive end. But I feel like I don't know. We just have to give him more opportunity, more minutes. We'll see what he has after his trade deadline is over. Hopefully he gets more minutes. But listen, man. I remember last season, Summer League, everybody was mad hyped because Knox was scoring 20+ points in Summer League. We were losing.
Yeah, but he
was
still terrible last year, man.
Yeah, he was terrible.
Like, he wasn't good last year.
He
ranked, I believe, as one of the top 5 worst rookies from every
all this metrics and this thing. He wasn't good last year. He had more points because he played more, but he was terrible last year.
Yeah,
I think he's even worse this year.
Yeah, he has. He hasn't been hitting shots definitely this year. He's done little things that he's improved, like he's finishing around the rim better at a higher rate, which is good.
Yeah.
His passing has gone up a little bit, but the shooting is still not there, and the defense, it's gotten better, but it's not, it's still not to the level where he is. I can say I can leave him out there and be super comfortable. He's gonna take time, man. He's a project.
Yes, if he's not scoring 20 points with that defense, he's a zero. You know what I mean? Like you can't have we have Mike Miller, who's really a developmental coach from the G League, and he's not even playing Kevin Knox. Like what does that say right there? If he's about the youth and he doesn't even want to play Kevin Knox, he takes him out after 3 minutes because he's won.
Mike Miller's trying to keep his job, though. Like to be straight up with you, Mike Miller's trying to keep his job. He's not been in the league that long. This is his one shot. He's trying to Jeff Van Gundy the situation. You know what I mean? Like, he's been in college 15 years.
Yeah.
He wants to get a job. So he's trying to get every win he can get. So I know he's talking that stuff, talking about, we want to play the vets and develop the young guys at the same time. But the minutes show that's not what's happening. He's just trying to get wins. And he might be developing 10%. It might be 5% development, in-game development, and 95% play the veterans to get this win so I can get an extension.
Right. I mean, we'll see after the deadline. These guys will be gone, a lot of the forwards. So we'll see Knox, and everyone will see why he does not play, man. Like, I don't know. It's just, to me, man, Randle, he's got to go. That spin move he did late in the game where he spun into the double team and LeBron stole it. It's just like, bro, where are you going, man? Like, what? I don't know. To me, I hate saying it because Knox and Frank are young. But after Randle, those are the two I want gone the most, man. I hate to say it, but I know they're both young, but I've given up on them too, man. I have. Maybe I could too quick. I hope they prove me wrong, but I see nothing, man, especially from Knox.
I
just don't see it, bro.
I get it, man. I'm still with you. I'm still with him, though. Appreciate your call, man. Shout out to you, JJ.
Appreciate it, bro.
All right. And Shale, shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to everybody watching. You are watching the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. I am Jay Ellis from Nick and Tom Show. My guy CP from KnicksFanTV is out. So if you live the show so far, smash that thumbs up button. Thank you for watching, and thank you for supporting. Shout out to the King Judah out there. They call me Tack in my chat representing. Shout out to Enzo. Shout out to Fritz. Shout out to Craig Williams. And shout out to Michael Parker, who gave me the super chat just to tell me that he wants to trade Knox once again. He's staying on that I want to trade Knox train. Shout out to you, Michael Parker, #1 fan of the Postgame Live show. And also shout out to Gennady Kilmanik for representing. And shout out to my guy, KnicksFanTV, Dave. Let me give a shout out to people in the chat as well. Shout out to you guys in the KnicksFanTV chat. Jack Peters, Kaiser Souls, Andrew Dell, Jao Williams, and Kent Scott. Shout out to you. Yo, thanks, Sheldon. Glad you love the show, man. I'm holding down for my guy CP's not here today. Glad you love the show. Shout out to Ayo Poe. Shout out to all you guys above the rim. Salute to you guys, Knicks Nation. If you are here with me watching this show today, that means you are a diehard Knicks fan, so definitely smash that like button. Only diehard Knicks fans are watching right now when the Knicks are out of the playoffs and we're playing the veterans most of these minutes. With the exception of Dotson tonight. Dotson got some burn. Dotson got some burn tonight. So shout out to my guy, whole team, Dot. The only Nick to follow me on Instagram. Shout out to you, Dot. Free Dot forever. Hopefully he stays free. Next caller. I'm going to Stan from New Jersey. He wants to talk about the game and the young players. I hope he hasn't given up like my guy JJ. Shout out to you, Stan. You patching you in. You are live right now. What up?
Hey, Jay Ellis. Thank you for taking my call. Thank you very much. I called on Monday talking about Frank Ntilikina.
Okay.
You remember? And again, thank you very much for taking the call.
No problem.
I really want to stress. I understand you want to get rid of some of the veterans, but though, and I know you said on Monday that you rather play the young people, even if they're no good, rather than the old people who are no good.
Right.
But you know something? No. Each time I see Frank Ntilikina and what's his name? What DSJ doesn't want to be here. He's showing it.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be here.
And I understand Knicks played him. The Knicks played him to let people see that he's healthy, so you can trade him. I understand that. But Ntilikina and Knox, I understand you want to give the young players more time. But something that the old coach, Fitz, what was his name? Fitz, the former coach, he said you kill what you eat.
Mm-hmm.
Knox doesn't even put the effort. Knox is putting effort in there. He's not aggressive. He's very passive. Like he's really not. Like he really don't care. So then you have Ntilikina. The man can't shoot, can't handle the ball. He's not. I said this on Monday. I say it again. He's not a point guard. He is not. And only because he's in New York City is he overvalued and called an elite defender. He is nowhere near an elite defender. But in New York City, players get overrated. So all I'm saying is that other than RJ and Mitch, our young people, they gotta go. They got to go. Alfred Payton, you say you want to trade him and play Ntilikina at point guard. But truth be told, deep down in your heart, you know that Ntilikina is not a point guard. You can fake it for so long, but then like say first half, when good teams are coasting, they're chilling out first half, and the second half, they put the pressure on. And if you're faking it, you can't stay in that. And tonight, at halftime, it goes 48-48. The second half, LA turns it up, and our team shut down because they couldn't stand up to other than Morris and what's his name the shooting guard, what's his name, Dotson.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dotson. Those are the only guys that scored.
Yeah.
Morris. Morris and Dotson. Ntilikina, what he did in the paint, and then Randle, I'm telling you, it was a downright joke. So all I'm saying to you, I understand playing young people. You want to play the young players.
Of course. Yeah.
But if they're not, but if they're not worthy of playing, why are you wasting time? You know the result. It doesn't matter if the dog can't bark.
You know what it is? Listen, like when we drafted Frank and Knox, reading all the scouting reports, I already knew from reading the scouting reports that they were going to take 3 years to be okay, just to be NBA ready. So me mentally, I was coming into this knowing that Frank and Knox were projects. I was a little bit more patient with Frank because I at least saw the IQ was there, and I just feel like the shot has to drop. And to me, I've said this before on this program, when the free throws are dropping like it does for Frank, because he's shooting 80-something% from three, usually that translates into your drum shot some part of the career, and it's usually a matter of time. So I'm waiting on Frank to do that because he does everything else pretty much well. You know what I mean? Like the handle's gotten better. I know you don't like his handle. I think his handle's gotten better. He sets people up.
It has.
So I'm being patient on him.
Sorry.
And Knox, I'm not the biggest Knox fan, but I'm not the biggest Knox fan. But if we trade him now, we're gonna get a second round pick for him. Like we might as well sit and wait to see what we can do, to see if we can at least get his value up, or see if he turns into something, because he can at least be a scorer. Because we see the jump shot looks pretty, even though it's not dropping. So you figure it's going to work out at some point. I understand your frustration though, because it's hard. It's hard going through these times and these missed shots and stuff like that.
Jealous, all I'm saying, and Jealous, thank you again for taking my call. And as I said on Monday, Jealous, you and CP, if I sound insulting, if I sound rude to you guys, I apologize. I apologize.
What are we talking?
Sincerely. All I'm simply saying is that it's not simply frustration. Looking at the quality of the player, looking at the player's heart. If players it's a privilege playing the NBA. If a Knox shows no aggressiveness, doesn't show like he really want to be there, because he's being mentored. What's his name? I know Morris is mentoring him. Morris is mentoring him. Mm-hmm. Then, in the same way we let was the guy from we had him last year. He went to the Nets, the center. who's mentoring
DeAndre Jordan. Yeah.
Mitch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Uncle Jordan. Jordan. He was a good mentor, and we let him go. I believe that Morris, even if he starts or doesn't start, what's his name? The Knicks young guys can learn a whole lot from him. So personally, I don't want to let him go.
I understand.
But Knox, if he don't want to, if he's not aggressive, he doesn't appreciate the privilege that he has, man. And then he'll be the same way that what's his face was tonight, DSJ. I mean, that was downright despicable what DSJ did.
That was horrible, man.
Despicable. I mean, like,
no heart, man.
I mean, he came out to. I'll say this now. Shut up. He came out tonight to showcase himself. His passes, underhand passes.
Yeah.
But what it is, sir, I thank you much for your time, and thanks for taking my call. Okay. Have a good night. I love your show.
All right, man. Thank you, Stan from New York. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you.
Yeah, frustration, man. Frustration from Knicks Nation. Knicks lose. If we got a little bit more scoring from the young squad, maybe we pull this out. Dot did well. Frank 0 for 8 on the night. Played with okay pace, got to his open spots, but just did not hit the shots when they were open. Knox the same. The defense got a little bit better from Knox. You can see his rotations on defense are getting better, but he's still not making an impact. And Mike Miller is still pulling him for Bobby Portis. I understand. Like, listen, the rebuild is not pretty. The rebuild is not pretty. The rebuild is ugly. And we have to kind of sit and watch these young guys build. This guy's going to be guys who are going to be a little bit more further along than RJ and Mitch. That might be more enjoyable to watch. And there's going to be guys who have to go through growing pains like Knox and Frank Ntilikina. And we have to kind of watch. We have to go through those, man. We have to go through those. And I understand people who don't want to move Marcus Morris because Marcus Morris is a leader. It seems like the emotional leader for this team. At the end of the day, he can't leave for nothing. Like Vonleh, like Moutier, he can't leave for nothing. So why not move him at the deadline and try to get him back after summer? Because we shouldn't be playing any basketball after the trade deadline anyway. We really shouldn't. Should be sitting. So instead of sitting, go play for a chip, come back next season and mentor if you want to again. And maybe by that time, RJ figured it out, and we could run the offense through RJ for a change instead of Mook. That's what I'm saying. Shout out to Knicks Nation, man. I'm going to the next call right now. Powell from LA needs to be talked off the ledge. It sounds like he's going through it. Knicks Nation, hopefully I can talk him through it. This is Knicks Therapy Session Time with your boy Jay Ellis from Postgame Live Show. Shout out to you, Powell from LA. You are now live on the air. What's good?
Yo, what's really good? Yo, before we start, man, I think you got an echo on your voice. And it's like, I think the phone's audio is like getting picked up by your mic. But it is what it is, right?
Okay. Let me see if I can remedy that.
I don't know if you're trying to. Yeah, see if the chat, I don't know, because like the chat's just saying you got the echo on that joint.
Yo, so. Chat, is there still an echo going on right now?
Yo. Test. I'm here for the people, Gerald Williams. I'm here for the people. Yo, I think we're good, though. I think it's all right. It's fixed. But, yeah, I'm just calling, right? Because right now I think we just have to accept that the players that we have are not the players that we are imagining them to be in the future. Yes, they're young, like Knox and Frank, but I think it's easier to accept the fact that this is probably like they're not going to be the ones carrying this team in the future. Knox is not going to be the one that will turn up and somehow gets us like a championship. Nor Frank, nor Randle, right?
Yeah.
So whenever we win real good. Like, it's amazing. The stats are nice. But then when we lose, everything is magnified. All of a sudden, Knox is trash. Trade him. Frank needs to go back to France. G League him. And then, like, the whole fandom just goes crazy. Like, I'm just, like, letting people know, man. I've already talked myself off the ledge, so I think I'm good.
Okay,
but,
all right, guys.
Like,
I'm glad you sound like in good spirits. Now you're talking to everybody else off the ledge. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, exactly. Nah. But, we just got to, like, keep our head up, man. This is going to be a long, long season and a long, I would say 10 more years, because, like, we're stuck with Steve Mills. That's the main problem here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Every year, like, a new coach, Right. New
Definitely.
system. Every year. Botched trades.
Something we
Botched,
don't need.
like the only time we drafted somebody good was RJ, but like you said on your podcast, shout out to the Nick and Time show, that RJ was forced onto us.
RJ was forced onto us?
You know? Yeah, as a draft. Like, who else was
exactly.
Draft, right? It was either Zion.
Yeah. You have to draft. But,
yeah, man.
But to your...
so...
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, now to your point, though, like what you were saying, everybody we draft isn't going to be a superstar, and I think people have to kind of get over that. You know what I mean? Like, when you draft... We have how many young players? First of all, this is the most young players the Knicks has ever had, ever. I don't think we ever had this many young pieces under 25 in I don't know how long. But this is how the draft goes,
I say we lucked out.
This is how the draft goes. Not everybody is going to be John Morant. You just keep picking. You keep picking, and hopefully, once you keep picking, you keep getting all these draft picks. One or two of them turn out, and other ones, some will be moved, and some will be role players.
Yeah. Yeah, see, here's what I'm thinking, right? You can start to tell, like, a lot of these losses that we have. Like, today, DSA was on the floor. You know damn well that Mike Miller doesn't usually play DSA. He's never played him, like, ever, right? But, like, you can already tell, you can see the repetition of, like, roster rotation is reminiscent of, like, the worst of Fizdale's games and the worst of all the other bad coaches that we had, right? Because, like, I can tell Steve Mills is probably, like, urging the coaches, yo, put this guy on. Like, we need some minutes. We need to showcase him, blah, 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 blah. You can tell.
Yeah. It's an agenda right
now. It
now,
has to change, man.
It's definitely an agenda. Everybody's definitely coaching for their jobs right now, man. That's definitely what I'm seeing. Totally agree.
No, not only that. Even if Mike Miller is, like, a good coach in the G League, because he carried, like, that Westchester team. I'm always, like, proud of that Westchester team. Because, like, it feels to me like that team has a lot of heart. It feels like they're trying to prove themselves and they're hungry, but that's besides the point. Even if, like, we have that same coach that won Coach of the Year in the G League. Yes, the G League, but look at the Raptors, right? I feel like the staff that he has is still Fizdale's staff, so nothing's really changing.
Right.
Anyway, man, I just want to call, just like air it out, you know. Maybe you can talk to us about how you keep your head up through all these losses, especially, like, I'm sure you've been Knicks fans for decades. So, yeah, shout out to everybody, man.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to you, Jay Ellis.
All right.
Peace.
All right, peace, yo. Good call. Yeah, to your point, this is still kind of his mostly old Fizdale staff. I was kind of getting to this on my own show, that it might be time to bring up Mike Miller's own staff from the G League up till now. Like, his shooting coaches, like his coordinators, his assistant coaches. Like, this is kind of Miller's, not really Miller's whole staff. So it would be good to have Miller's G League staff, because, you know, he's had success in the G League with his staff. So you know what? It might be time. I mean, maybe next season if he gets a job, who knows? Maybe we'll get a big name coach or whatever. But he's absolutely right. Mike Miller is kind of coaching like these old coaches, and not to say he's a bad coach, but it's just that he seems like he's kind of painting in a corner where he has no choice but to play the vets most of the times. Really. Hopefully that changes really, really soon, and we switch gears and play the youth, man. Play the youth. Shout out to you guys, Knicks Nation, man. Hashtag new if you're new to this chat, new to this show. Give me a hashtag new. I'll shout you out real quick. This is the #1 show for the fans and by the fans. If you are a diehard Knicks fan, this is the place for you. Definitely smash that thumbs up button if you're a diehard Knicks fan. Watching after the Knicks lose to the Lakers. Close game. Tied at 48 halftime. We end up losing by 8. TM is a new war vet. 100-92. It is what it is, though. We still here rocking the Knicks Nation, man. Waving that Knicks fan. Next caller. It's Chris from Brooklyn. Wants to talk about the game. What's going on, Chris? You are live right now.
What's up? It's Triborough. What's up?
Oh, what up, Okay, all right. What up, Triborough?
without chilling. I think, we definitely put up a good fight tonight. I think it was a close game. I was thoroughly impressed with the energy that the team was giving. But I think in the fourth quarter, like in a lot of other games, it's clear to see that you definitely need a star. Because I feel like the young guys like Mitch and Randle, and they can't close out the games. And I feel like if we had like that one superstar, maybe that would help the team.
Yeah.
In those close games or whatever. But I feel like Dotson definitely had a good game.
Mm-hmm.
I was impressed with him. I think they need to play Dotson more. And Peyton had a decent game. He can't shoot, but definitely had some good assists.
Mm-hmm.
And some good defense on LeBron. And I think that's the type of energy that the Knicks fans want to see, night in and night out. We want to see them at least try to win, not get blown out by 40 points. And I think it was a they get up for these type of games, but like they play down to like Phoenix and to those lousy other teams. But we need to see like this type of effort every night. You know what I'm saying? And I think it was a decent game. We lost, but I like the effort that they put out.
Absolutely, man. Defensively, this is like I feel like this is our third game in a row when we played pretty good defense. Last two games we had players held teams under 100 points, which is good for us. Lakers held to 100 points, which is pretty good for us. But yeah, I like the effort. I like the effort from the starting unit and the second unit too. To be honest with you, this game at least. Definitely. But you're right. We do need an actual star. Right now we have a star and a half in Marcus Morris. Man, he's not actual star.
Right.
But sometimes he acts like one, like that Clippers game. He's like, okay, he got into his little bag a little bit. But today, he couldn't really get it going. He's not a guy to really make plays for other people consistently. He's either hit that mid-range or not. But, I agree with you. All points, man. We need a star. Definitely need a star.
And I also want to say, for you being a Knicks fan, like the rest of us, like on your wish list, like who would be, like if we ever got rid of Mike Miller, who would be like your number one coach to coach this team next year?
Ah, man, if I were to get rid of Mike Miller, shoot, I like Mike. That one is undecided, man. Like I'm not a big Mark Jackson guy.
Right.
Definitely not a big Mark Jackson guy. I kind of like Becky, but I feel like I need more experience because I like the Popovich tree. You know what I mean? I like the Popovich tree, which is probably why I even like Mike Miller because he's from a little bit from the Popovich tree when he went to the G League. But I'm not sure, yo. I'm not sure right now, yo. I'm not really 100% sold on anybody. Who do you have in mind for you?
I mean, for me, I think Mark Jackson would be a perfect fit because he's from the area. Mm-hmm. He knows the organization. I think if we have Mark in over here, he would have a different lineup and he would know who to play. If we did keep some of these young players, but I like Becky. I never thought about Becky. Like that would be interesting to have like a female coach for the Knicks.
Right.
That would be different. I think she would get more controversy with the media than anything.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
I do like Jeff.
Cool. I know they mentioned Van Gundy. Van Gundy, I don't know if he would come back into coaching, but I think Van Gundy also was a great coach for us, and he knew like the pulse of the city and how to coach these cats. So I don't know if he would come back. But I think we just need that tough-minded coach and not somebody who's just gonna follow whatever Dolan or Steve Mills say. They need to have like a mind of their own and make the decisions, like the tough decisions. Sometimes you got to sit out your star. Sometimes you got to sit out the rookie that's not playing well. And I think we haven't had that coach in a long time, and that's the type of coach that we need. Somebody that has his own mind and is going to make the tough decisions and not worry about what management thinks.
No, absolutely. And I think you know what, I will go for Jeff Van Gundy as my first choice. Truth be told, I want a coach that's actually been a coach before too. So even though I do like Becky, like I would like to have. I would even if she did coach a G League first before she did like a full on head coaching job. 'Cause I feel like assistants are cool, but I want you to actually command the team for more than like 20 and 30 games and not just be the assistant. So I like Jeff Van Gundy though. In the chat, who would you like to be the next Knicks coach? Thanks for your call, man. Unless you have anything else to say.
Shout out to Knicks Nation, everybody in the chat. I love y'all podcast. I just tuned in last week. I'm definitely been a Knicks fan all my life, so shout out to everybody.
All right, yo. Appreciate the call, man. Triborough.
Right.
Salute to the chat, man. Who would you like to coach for the Knicks? I got Ron Artest. Ron Artest for coach. That's so funny. Yo, I would actually take Ron Artest for like an assistant. I would take Ron Artest for like an assistant. I kind of like Ron Artest. Like, I kind of feel like if Ron Artest was on the squad and he was an assistant coach or something, no one would get away with anything. He would just bully people into playing defense, like, and passing the ball, for sure. Sam Cassell, I can see Sam Cassell. Patrick Ewing, I see Patrick Ewing. Leave Ewing alone, man. Leave Ewing alone. I don't need Ewing. I don't need his legacy decimated in New York coaching here, man. Let that legacy live on where it is. For sure. Stackhouse, I like Stackhouse actually. Stackhouse is somebody, I'm not sure if he's interested right now, but Stackhouse is somebody who did really good in the G League last season. And I feel like he was a candidate last year, and he's a guy I was actually interested in. I think he's coaching college right now, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I'm not sure if he's interested, but he's a good coach, actually. He's a good coach. I like Stackhouse. Sam Mitchell. Okay, I can see Sam. Trade for Spoelstra. Spike Lee. That's funny. I see a lot of Jeff Van Gundy. Sheed. I love Sheed. She can come whenever you want to, man. I love Sheed. Shout out to Knicks Nation, man. All right, next caller. We're going to go to Jay Boogie from North Carolina. Wants to talk about the trade deadline. Shout out to you live on
what's good with y'all?
What up, man? What's going on, Jay?
Yo, I see you back holding us down like you always do. Good looking.
You know what it is, man. Gotta hold it down for the Knicks Nation, man. We can't go no nights without no shows.
Say no more. Yeah, hell of a good night for the home team. A lot of effort. You know what I'm saying? We can't knock the effort. Effort is real important to our team, man. Real important, man. And we still playing that good defense. I like that. Sometimes talent is just better than you know what I'm saying? They got more talent. You can't beat talent all the time.
Nah.
Sometimes you can win with hard work, but talent was definitely the situation going on tonight. You know, but if I had a coaching decision, man, I'm going to bring it home, man. Y'all want to know a coaching decision? Because Mark Jackson is going to get the best out of his players, man. I told y'all before,
Mark Jackson.
Terry didn't really have that handle until he came and Mark gave him the tools. I come from Riverside Church. Even though I'm in Carolina, I come from learning how to handle that rock.
Okay.
I come from Benjamin Cardozo with Ron DeClario,
okay,
the best high school coach in the history of the game. You know what I'm saying? So I was there before Skip to Malou.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Handle is real important. And that's what we really missing on our team is a major point guard. A point guard can make the team better when you think everything is going wrong. Look at Chris Paul. Chris Paul playing the best basketball in the league. He down there at OKC with them bums and got them rocking. Same thing he did in New Orleans that year when they gypped him for the MVP. Now y'all want my eyes is on that boy Schroeder. I keep telling y'all, I've been promoting him for the last 4 straight weeks. His last 2 games against Houston, he had 23, 15 in the fourth. Tonight, he had 31. He's better than any point guard we got. He's on a 4-year, $70 million contract that he signed in 2017. It expires in 21 when that big free agency class come about. We need a point guard. A point guard can make some of our guys do better than what they're doing because they can't get it for themselves, man. I'm promoting Dennis Schroeder, man. Dennis Schroeder to the fullest. I told y'all before, plan B. No Kevin Durant, no Kyrie Irving. Give us Morris and give us Brogdon. I promoted that. We only got one of them. I'd have gave $18 million to Morris instead of having Randle in there. But Brogdon doing the things down there in Indiana, man. I'm telling you, we need a point guard, and that's what we need. Say we get the number 1 pick. We lock up Schroeder. Get that boy out of Georgia. That's a 1-2-3 with RJ. That's a nice 1-2-3, and at the 5 with Nick. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing to move along till we see who's going to come in 2021. But I'm promoting Dennis Schroeder, man. Y'all have a good night. Love and love. Keep doing what you're doing. I'm all ears for you, baby.
All right, man. Yo, shout out to Jay Boogie. Got in, got out, got his points in, and went. This man wants Dennis Schroeder here. Love the enthusiasm, man. Not gonna lie, love the enthusiasm here from J Boog. Not a huge Dennis Schroeder guy, but I love the enthusiasm. Actually, I do like Dennis Schroeder's game in general, but I don't think it's the time to get him right now. We got a draft coming up next season with a lot of young point guards. So, regardless of what happens this season, we possibly could have our starting point guard in the draft next season, whether it be LaMelo, whether it be Cole Anthony, whether it be whoever, Minion. We can have options next season in the draft. Trust me. Definitely trust me. Trust me. I know the importance of a point guard. Right now we have Frank, we have Elfrid Payton. These guys, can set the table. They're not world beaters, but we might have some better options in the draft next season. So I wouldn't trade for Dennis Schroeder just yet. I'll wait to see what's going on with the draft without giving up pieces and da-da-da-da. I do like that Brogdon. I do like Bogdanovich. I do love those guys. But Dennis Schroeder, I would hold off right now. Just to let you know. Also, breaking, just announced on his Twitter that some within the Knicks organization see Malik Monk as a potential trade target. Some of you guys might have liked Malik Monk a few years ago. We started drafting Malik Monk. We drafted Frank. What do you guys think? Haven't really been following Malik Monk this year. He's kind of an undersized guard at 6'3", but he's I know from when I did my draft breakdown of him a few years ago, from what I can remember, he's an undersized guard, 6'3". He was kind of a shooting guard, but he's not really a shooting guard because of his size. Kind of a tweener. To me, I wouldn't really trade for him. I don't see him as a guy I would target, but the Knicks are targeting him, or might target him. He's averaging 8 points, 38% from the field. Not sure about that. 31% from 3. Better than last season. Last season shot 25% from 3. Not bad. If they are trading for somebody like Malik Monk, who are they trading? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think about trading for Malik Monk? To me, it doesn't make any sense. It seems very random. Extremely random. Who are you trading Malik Monk for? Who are you giving up? DSJ? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I would definitely trade for Mo Bamba in a heartbeat. I would trade for Mo Bamba in a heartbeat. Some people say going after Marketing. I would definitely go after Marketing for sure, man. I remember Marketing was giving it to KP when he was on the Bulls, dog. Like, he was KP before KP was KP, man. I would definitely go after Marketing. This news right here, though, with Malik Monk, that don't make no sense to me. I don't know if Mo Bamba is available. I just know he was buried on the Magic bench for a long time. He wasn't getting that many minutes. They were losing faith with him. I know he got a few more minutes after an injury happened, but I have not been keeping tabs on him within the past few weeks. But I knew the Magic weren't exactly high on him about a month ago. That could have changed, though. Definitely not a Malik Monk guy. I'm not gonna lie. People are saying no. They were marketing for Randle. Cameron's considering it. He says he thinks Monk is still young, so maybe take a chance. I'm not giving Monk any minutes over anybody. If we traded for Monk, that's G League status for me. That's what I'm telling you right now, man. G League status for me. I'm not giving him any minutes over Trier, Frank, maybe DSJ. I'll give him minutes over DSJ. That's about it. But I don't see the value of a 6'3" combo guard. You got to be a point guard to me to be 6'3". You can't be a 6'3" combo guard and not be able to run the offense and only be able to shoot threes and not be able to set up. And then be bad on defense too. That doesn't make sense for me. You might just get Nate. Let's just get Nate. If you're gonna get the undersized combo guard, let's get Nate. At least Nate can set up an offense. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Whatever. Salute. Anyway, salute the Knicks Nation. This is the only show for the fans, by the fans. If you're a die-hard Knicks fan, this is the place for you. We're giving you that up-to-date Knicks news. Breaking news, Knicks are going after Malik Monk, or they might go after Malik Monk. They are interested in him. Not sure how big or small that interest is. We will see. I think we've gone through all our calls. If there are no many calls, we can wrap it up. I can shout you guys out. And we end the show so we can go to bed. But salute to you guys, man. Salute to you guys. Thanks for watching the show. Get back. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody watching this show. Please hit subscribe to both channels, KnicksFanTV and the Nick of Time Show. Alright. Roll call. Shout out to They Call Me Tack, John Talento, Cameron Goldberg, Craig Williams, the King Duja. Shout out to everybody repping the KOT chat. Pocket Rockets, Enzo. Shout out to all my guys over there representing the KOT. Shout out to you. Thanks, Tam Hill. Shout out to you. Shout out to Lionel Steele. Shout out to Pranav. Shout out to Ryan John. Shout out to KnicksFanTV Dave. Shout out to James. Shout out to everybody watching on both chats. Yo, definitely check out the last episode of Nick of Time Show. That is my show, if you did not know. Episode dropped today. Definitely watch that. I feel like I'm getting a good reception. from the last show. You know what I mean? Pretty much the show is with me and my friends Ryan, Kathy. We pretty much talk smack. And talk crap about each other, and then we talk Knicks in between that. And considering how much we was losing the last game, we did a lot more smack talking last game or last episode mixed in with the Knicks talk. So definitely check out Nick of Time Show. Yo. I'll tell Kathy that you shouted her out, yo. Kathy's a G. If you haven't seen the Nick of Time Show, Kathy's a G. Shout out to my homegirl Kathy. But yeah, that is all, man. So definitely check out Nick of Time Show. It's up on YouTube. Comes up every Wednesday. Also check it out on Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, Google Play, and iTunes as well. On all platforms, definitely check it out. You know what? And also check out the blog, man. Also check out the blog on Nick of Time Show. Shout out to the writers out there, man. Definitely shout out to the writers out there. KnicksFanTV Dave wrote a great article with us that is on the Nick of Time Show blog. But also shout out to my guy Ken, who just wrote a pretty good article for the Nick of Time Show blog. Definitely check that out when you get a chance. If you haven't been, it is the KnicksFanTV.com. That is right. It is the KnicksFanTV.com. Definitely check out the latest blog called Knicks Midseason Report Card from my guy Ken. Did a really, really good job. Definitely check out that. And also check out all the merch. We got some merch here. You see the Maple Mentality, the Maple Mamba Mentality t-shirt over here in the back. Definitely have that right here. As you can see, we got RJTs. For people who are friends of the Nick of Time show, we got the Who's Mans Is This T, Ninja P, all sorts of stuff. Gotta get rid of that Fizdale stuff. Frank, Mitch, hoodies, all that. So definitely check out the merch. But that is our show. Last shout out to all you guys. Shout out to Kaiser. Shout out to KnicksFanTV Day. Andrew TM. They call me Tack. And shout out to the guys on the KO2 side, man. Craig Williams, John Talento, Cameron Goldberg. That is our show. I'm glad you're watching with me. You can be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. Or me. Watch me talk that Knicks talk. Have a great night, everybody. Peace.